Well, hello, and thank you so much for joining me here today on my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Ange, aka 50 Cents UK, and if you are a returning viewer, friend, subscriber, thanks, I really appreciate you and sending you lots of love. Now, as you can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be chatting about the brand new Si Eau de Parfum Intense 2023 release by Giorgio Armani. I'm also going to be comparing it to the previous two Intense versions. The one that I think came out in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, in the black bottle, and then the 2021 release. So if that sounds like your jam, stick with me. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and yeah, let's get into it. So this is the new perfume. This is Si Eau de Parfum Intense 2023. Don't know why they didn't name this something different, because now this is the third version of Si Intense, which I think is a bit crazy, but I don't know why brands do stuff like that, but hey ho, they done it. But look at the bottle. The bottle is absolutely beautiful. Reminds me a little bit of the Lieb bottle, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of pretty much the same shape as all the other Cs, but it's got the gold accents on the front of it. I will put the notes up on the screen. This version of Si Intense, to me, I will say, when you use the word intense, this doesn't apply in the general sense of the word intense. So you're expecting it to be stronger, maybe more potent of a version of the original Si. That is definitely not the case with this perfume. This perfume does have good longevity and performance, but it's no better, in my opinion, than the original Si, to be honest. So there's nothing that intense about it. So I don't really know why they called it that. However, it is still a nice fragrance. So as you can see by the notes of this one, this is more of a fruity floral. So it is blackcurrant, which we see like in all the Si perfumes. Then it has rose. This one has, however, in the base, two different types of vanilla. So there's bourbon vanilla and there's just vanilla. You also get black tea and patchouli. Now, what I will say, this one is the furthest away from the original Si out of all the Si Intenses. So out of the three Si Intenses, this one is the most furthest away from the original. So it don't really smell like the original to me, and it doesn't really smell like any of the other Cs, but it's still a nice fragrance. It still smells lovely. So it is sweet, it's juicy, it's floral. You do get the rose in it. You do very much get the blackcurrant. The vanilla makes this really sweet. So it is a super sweet fragrance, whereas the other two Si Intenses, they have a little bit more spice in them. So this one opens up really sweet, as I said, fruity, floral. As it starts to dry down, you get more of that vanilla. But what I noticed about this one that I don't see in the other Cs is that this one becomes very powdery in the dry down. So if you don't like a powdery scent, then I would stick to the other versions of Si, because to me this is, as I said, less spicy, more powdery. It's very sweet. I would say this is quite a feminine one, very girly, very playful, but I do really like it. I say playful, but it's classy at the same time. This isn't a scent that I would wear probably on a daily. Like, I wouldn't wear it every single day, because I think it is, for me to say, really sweet. I mean, me, the queen of sweet fragrances, this is really sweet. I don't know if I'd wear it every single day. However, I do really like it. So this is the 2021 version of Si Intense. Now, this one, to me, this one's a lot heavier, a lot thicker. This is syrupy sweet. So this is the one that has the blackcurrant syrup in it. I find it a bit more ambery, and this is a lot warmer of a scent. So the newest version to me is a little bit more fresh. It is a little bit greener, if that makes sense. So this one is a little bit heavier. Well, no, it's a lot heavier, I would say. This is quite heavy. It's quite thick. It's quite potent and super sweet in a syrupy way. So this one doesn't have the vanilla base that this one has. That's the comparison of the bottles, and also the juice in this one's much darker, as you can see. So I think that actually is a good representation of how these smell. This one, as I said, much more thicker, sort of syrupy like. This one is a bit on the fresher side, more powdery, probably a bit lighter as well. So it depends what you like, because not everyone likes this really sort of warm, thick, ambery version of Si. Some people said it's too sickly. I really like it. I really enjoy it, not gonna lie. This one, as I said, a bit more green, a bit more fresh, but it is still Si, in the Si family, but it doesn't really smell as much like the original Si as this one does. Right, so let's talk about this one. This is the 2014 version. So this is the first version of Si Intense. This one is a lot more woody. It's on the woody side. It's not quite as sweet. Let me give this one a spray. I do still really like this one though. Unfortunately, this one is discontinued. Don't ask me why. They discontinue, then they make another version. It's all a bit pointless, but I don't know why. But anyway, we still buy them though, don't we? That's the funny thing about it. Well, I do anyway. But yeah, so this one, as I said, it's a lot more woody and it's a bit of a drier scent. It's not quite as sweet as the other versions. To me, this one comes off a bit more floral than the other ones. The other ones come off more fruity. This one comes off a bit more floral. You do get a bit of vanilla in the dry down, but it's not as vanilla heavy as the newest version, obviously, because that has two different types of vanilla in it. This one in the base has vanilla, patchouli, you've got woody notes, you've got ambroxan in the base notes of this one. It just gives this one a bit more of a, I would say, unisex feel, a bit more of a grown-up feel than the other two versions of Si Intense. This one for me is probably going to be more of a nighttime stroke evening scent for me as well. Again, I have worn it during the day, but is probably more suited to the evening. And what I think is worth noting though is that I don't find any of those versions any more intense or any more stronger or better performing than the original Si. Like, I think the original Si is a fantastic perfume. I think it is a really good quality designer perfume and I really enjoy it. So I don't think these intense versions are any more intense than the original. They're just different. They just smell a bit different. There's just a little bit of a different spin on them. Obviously, that's what flankers are. But yeah, I just think the word intense is slightly misleading, especially in this particular instance. So there you have it. Am I glad I've got all three of these? Yes, indeed. I'm glad I've got all three of them and I will still enjoy wearing all three of them. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts? Have you tried this new version? Do you think you will? Are you sick and tired of seeing more flankers of the same perfume? Let me know. I'd love to have a little chit chat with you. And until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon.